you know.
So when does that conflict between what you're afraid your fans won't accept and what you think is right to do? How do you work
Honestly,
it
it
out?
just comes down to I don't give a shit.
It was 4 against
They
one.
outvoted. Yeah, they
It
outvoted.
was 4 against 1.
They outvoted.
I didn't realize we were recording right now. Pretty much what it.
Clearly, y'all did not watch the full interview with Artifice before you agreed to do this. And for that, I'm apologizing now, but
Yeah.
maybe you should go back and take a look.
Because we really haven't heard near the F-bombs we heard in that.
Oh no, that was full on.
Well, we're
have to have
definitely
proof.
holding back.
No, you don't.
Believe that.
That's just an illusion, Jeff.
We're already involved. That's why we can't have nice things.
Okay, so back to what we were talking about before. Your music changes people. You've seen evidence of that already with the song Soldier. Tell me the story about that fan.
You first and I.
Yeah.
Explain
Yeah. I mean, he approached me and said, you know, one of your songs that you guys did just really touched me. But he had been a fan of ours. He had seen us perform before, and he actually had one of our guitar picks that he took with him to Afghanistan.
Yeah, Iraq.
Or Iraq.
I think both, maybe.
And he, you know, it came back with it. And it was a song that we wrote called Soldier. And it just gripped him in a way over there when he was just down and out. This song really impacted him. And he said it helped him get through certain things. And that just really, like, hit me hard. Like I said, I never served, but just this guy, Tim, explain.
I respect the dedication and everything too, because he left with a Beyond Intent guitar pick because he actually fell in love with the song Soldier. He kept it with him his tour, came back, saw us at Oceans, and when we got off stage, I mean, just kind of melted and talked to all of us, and he wanted us to sign a CD and a shirt, because when he got deployed again, he wanted to take not only the guitar pick, but the shirt and the CD and everything with him. And it was really neat to be a part of something like that, because, you know, being in cover bands and kind of doing the antics on stage and everything, I mean, you're always kind of an entertainment, or an entertainer, and having fun on stage, but having someone, if it was only one person, share a story like that, I mean, it kind of makes all the headache and aggravation and BS and long nights and, you know, all that stuff really just worth it.
Yeah,
It really does.
Somebody tells you you saved your life or their life, you know, you just.
I've just never
You
been
can't
touched
take that
like that.
lightly.
You know what I mean?
How did he say you saved his life?
You know, he said that he'd been dealing with PTSD, and you know, said that he had a lot of dark thoughts. You know, and it's a big issue. You know, and for Soldier, you know, that song, like Jazz had described, it doesn't even have to be a military thing. That it's being stuck in a rut that you don't really have any option but to go through it.
Yeah.
So for something like that he took that and it got him through that. You know, it got him through his own battlefield. You know, doesn't have to be over in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Battlefield of the mind is
Exactly.
just as strong.
So, and then, you know, you have the people that come up and say, man, I really relate to that song, or I'm really, you know, listening to the groove on this one, and a lot of people just listen to the music for the music. But when you change someone, you know, we also had a kid that, him and his dad, didn't his dad have like a prosthetic leg or something?
Mm-hmm.
They're from Bono, so it's over an hour drive just to come see us. This kid stood there the entire show with a guitar and waited for us to get done and had us sign his guitar. And it's the fact that
That was cool.
you have that influence on them, and not only is it just him, but it's his whole family. So we're one of those bands that is in their house.
Yeah.
You know, so you've touched all over the board now. So you've got people bringing you guitars, you got people, you know, saying, you know, this saved my life. And it's when you reach that part in your music career that, like I told you earlier, that it's not about us anymore, you know, that we have to keep on going with what we're doing. So, yeah, definitely as far as that guy, man, and just all the ones that you don't even know about, you know, because there's a lot of people that never come up to you. So the fact that he went through that to bring it to us and tell us that. So I mean, that's courage in itself.
There's no greater honor, no greater pleasure than all that. I mean, it's, wow.
Yeah,
Like I
Wow.
said, I get to be a part of something like that.
that's incredible.
Yeah, if you did this for the money, you'd be
So,
disappointed. You'd be disappointed, but
To
doing
say
it for
the least,
yeah, doing it for that, those reasons, those causes. That's the payoff. You know, that's like I said, that's what makes it worth it. That's what makes the long nights and then having to wake up early and go to your actual full-time job the next morning. That's worth it. I mean, just seeing the faces in the crowd and knowing that you've made 200 people's night just by playing for 45 minutes on stage and then getting that one or those two people that come up and say you really made an impact on their life is just that's the paycheck. It really is.
So, tell me about the show coming up.
November 6th, so it's gonna be at the Busy Bee, the Hive,
On a Friday night.
on a Friday. Big steps, man.
Yeah.
We're moving on in life. Advance tickets, general admission are still on sale for $10. As of like 5 minutes ago, it looks like we're gonna be sold out of VIP.
Whoa.
We're launching our official VIP program. Basically what it does is the doors for general admission will be opening at 6, or excuse me, at 7, and then VIP will be opening at 6. We're gonna bring everybody in. We're gonna have an acoustic performance. Stuff like Left Behind, things like that might be in there. Also get a shot glass with a koozie or a wristband, photo opportunity, and then obviously a signed poster as well. So with that, it's actually kind of cool that we're really branching out because we got a lot of people that are getting the VIP tickets that we have no mutual contact with.
Right.
So we're looking at it now that it's like these are people we don't know.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean,
It's not like my mom bought a VIP ticket,
Right.
It's,
But she did though.
but she did.
But she She bought 20 of them, what are you talking about?
And she's packing a dinner for me too. It's a whole home cooked meal.
Well, we bought some too, and we're planning on giving them away. As we talked about earlier, we're gonna turn this interview into trivia questions and see if we can give these tickets away on
So
Horns
make sure
Up
you
Low
watch.
Country. So one more question. What does Beyond Intent mean?
Beyond Intent can mean a handful of different things. I know we discussed it earlier, and we kind of talked as far as with Chris, and then even Jazz and I were just speaking about it outside, that for me personally, especially with Jazz and I being from the beginning, when we really sat down with the former members that we had at the time, we'd gone through a handful of different names. Jazz was hell-bent on doing Crawl Space. I was like, we're not a headbanging death metal group, Jazz.
That's the name of my band in 1998.
We've been through a handful of them, and we finally ended up kind of looking through a couple different names on some band name generators.
Which I
Savage
still
Envy.
can't believe there is a band name.
There are band name generators. You type it into Google.
it works.
And we kind of pulled it out of a couple different names, and especially with where we're progressing with the music that we have. To me, you see like the memes on Facebook of people dealing with like depression and anxiety and things like that, and that they put on like a face, or it shows them putting on like an external skin. And they're trying to give you that intention that everything is okay, everything is happy-go-lucky. And it doesn't necessarily have to be depression, but you look beyond that, and you're getting more of into what are they really thinking. And whether we like it or not, everybody deals with some type of anxiety, depression, stress. And when you look at our songs like Xanax, Left Behind, Soldier, Believe, Xanax is going through what's the word I'm looking for? Addiction. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Xanax. It can be whatever that you're addicted to. You've got Left Behind that goes through a harsh breakup. You've got Believe that goes through afterlife. You kind of get out of high school and you get thrown into real life, and hey, I'm an adult now, and you go through all of these things.
Mhm.
So you've got those bad breakups. You've got those addictions. You've got the thought of afterlife. You've got know, even Soldier, or not, yeah, Soldier and Castle. You know, as far as, you know, your view on politics and stuff like that, that we're reaching you on that level.
Yeah.
So we're going beyond the whole intention of putting on the happy face. And that's what really does it for me, is that everything's kind of open for interpretation. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that, it's whatever the listener wants it to be. And basically getting to you on that level that, you know, hey, you know, we're dealing through the same shit that you are.
And it sounds like some of your songs, like Left Behind, has the juxtaposition of the music and the lyrics as well. So you really have to you have to get past the music to listen to see what the song really is about.
Oh, yeah.
You can't just go with surface impressions.
Even with that, to me, that's kind of nailing it right there as far as the lyrics behind Left Behind, that it talks about, you know, the harsh breakup, and then you hear the instrumental that it's kind of that more uppity acoustic kind of feel, that it's that, you know, giving that happy face. You know, that at first it sounds like everything's kind of good to go.
It's
but then you
lighthearted
just-
and, you know, melodic,
Yeah.
pretty. But yeah, the lyrics are, you know, they take a darker turn, but it requires, like you said, you know, you really have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Because every song that I write lyrically has a point or, you know, a story I'm trying to convey.
Mhm.
I mean, I give credence to any style of music. I love all kinds of music. But, you know, there's certain songs where I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
To me, as a songwriter and, you know, a
Not a
vocalist,
lyricist.
the lyrics are very important in a song. That's why you have bands that have stood the test of time. You know, people are still yelling, "Freebird!"
Yeah.
Stop. No, but you know, songs, you know, any Aerosmith song, you know, there's just bands that stood the test of time.
Yeah.
But it's because people in the moment, you know, relate so much to that song, they just fall in love with that song.
Oh, Janie's Got a Gun's changed my life.
Bam! You know, and that's the type of music that I want to write.
Yeah.
And these guys musically allow me to create pretty much any story I want to tell.
That's awesome. So, one last question. What does this show, this headlining show, mean for y'all's career path? Where are y'all, do you see yourself progressing?
Oh, definitely.
Yes?
Definitely. I think Chino.
Should answer this one.
We need to hear something from him,
I'm
that's very
saying-
sure.
I'm just chilling, man.
I can answer for you, Chief. We got a lot going.
Worthless.
Well, there you go. We got a lot going on. Obviously, this is going to be the last headlining show for the year. But with being in the middle of recording the EP, everyone's been asking, are you going to release it on the 6th? It's really a toss-up. You know, if it happens, it happens.
Don't rush it if it ain't right.
Exactly.
Right. But we're working. We're working. Do work.
Worst case scenario, it'll all be launching in the beginning of 2016. We got a lot of opportunities that are coming as far as not only for the EP, but we've also got singles that we're looking at getting done. Following the platform as far as working the social media to our advantage. Anybody that knows music knows that we're screwed from the get-go. So getting it all launched on social media, you know, so doing the YouTube, you know, the lyric videos, releasing it, you know, on the radio stations and stuff like that, and getting a good quality recording. So that's kind of what we're buckling down on now. And then we're working as far as getting out of Charleston, you know, working as far as expanding our horizon with our fans and stuff like that. We're starting to kind of get that lower East Coast regional feel, but we're wanting to expand that further. So 2016 is going to be a big year as far as getting out of Charleston and really kind of spreading the wings.
Well, good luck to y'all, and let us know how we can help.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
And horns up, y'all.